After disassembling the right side, doing some cutting like I showed you before. Got the upper control arm clearance so that we do not have interference on the front nor the backside at the top of the hat. As much as I wanted to bring you the gory details of the work, it required two hands and just setting up this not a camera. I actually use a cell phone over here. This is a low budget operation. Um, it was next to darn near impossible, so I scrapped that and just went for it because I needed both hands and an assortment of tools. As you can probably see, I used cut-offs, angle grinders, my big whappers, even used the propane torch to soften the metal on this side because this was the easiest one to get to because it was at the front, so you could get long blows with the hammer to massage the metal. So that was quite successful. So the important thing is that the control arm can be manipulated left and right and will not have any interference with the hat, although I doubt if it would ever be positioned to such extremes. It wasn't, it was probably about there originally. So we have plenty of clearance. It's safe to say we can go ahead and bolt this on. The backside was the most problematic. Show you here in a second. Let me get the bolts off after mocking this up and remove it. Show you what I did. Yeah, let them fall. Okay, so backside of this was simply cut out because it's too close to the firewall to get enough swing with the hammer, even with heating it, to affect massaging that metal. So we simply cut off wheel, even though that looks pretty jagged, and just cut out the outer shell of the top hat. Now understand that there is another member up underneath there, as you can see. So cutting off this outer shell I don't think will compromise the strength at all for the upper control arm. So if you've ever contemplated doing something like this, this will teach you one concept. There is no hard and fast rule for doing these types of modification. The left side was more easily manipulated. This right side, maybe, I don't know, maybe it appeared to be a different shape. I can't be for certain. But my approach to it turned out to be dramatically different from the driver's side of the car. But bottom line is I've got the clearance that I needed. So there's no hard and fast rule when it comes to hot rods, hot rodding, or even building a particular project that you're thinking about contemplating doing. And I want to encourage you to not be afraid to get out there and try, not be afraid to make a mistake, because I don't think you can. And if you do, hell, just correct it. That ought to be pretty easy to do. If you've gotten this far in a project, then anything is possible. Trust me, it'll be fine. It'll be all right. So get something, get out there and do it. Now we still got to do the lower part of it, drilling out the 5/8 holes and deciding whether or not I'm going to cut the bushing that goes, not the actual rubber bushing itself, but the bushing that goes in the lower control arm. Whether I'm going to cut it into two pieces or drill it out that diameter in the backside so it can be slid in as one piece. I'll be deciding that later, but for now, I've got to go to work because I got to keep money coming into this place to keep doing stuff like this. I'm sure you do too. So, with that, I'm done for the day. My 2+ hours out here are done. Remember I told you some time ago, this Guys said 2 hours a day goes a long way. No joke. 31 minutes, 25 seconds to completely disassemble the lower control arm on that with just the hand tools. Yeah, I can do this, so can you. But we'll bring you more as we progress even more on the Mustang 2 build. We're going to do a weigh-in to see how much excess metal I've cut out, and don't forget, we're looking at losing all of this structure right here for additional weight savings before we add the bars to make the 8-point a 12-point. So we'll bring you along for it all. This is Willie at the No Bucks Garage. I'll see you later.